You a real nigga.
How do you know?
You could tell.
Oh.
You can feel that vibe.
Tell somebody to boss up.
Blue Tigers Fitted, BlueTigersFitted.com. Internets, we're back with more business. We're back with more random, do they call it canter? What's canter?
Banter.
But what's canter?
I have no idea. I think that's
No.
a made-up word.
No, it's not.
It's a last name of the basketball player, Ernest Cantor or some shit like that.
It's banter, though. That's what you're
But
looking
yeah, that's the
There's definitely banter that's going to happen this evening. Or whenever you're listening. I don't know when you're listening.
You find up the definition for cancer there?
You can check it out if you like.
Nah, I don't need to. I know it's not a word, so I'm good.
I'm going to ask the operator in a minute. It is a word.
Operator.
You got to hit 0. God damn it. Internets, if you're hearing these voices, if you hear these black people in the background, it's regular ass time.
Yeah.
What was that, man? How you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling great right
Feeling
now.
great. I see you are.
What the fuck was that?
That was
It's like a new intro.
right. Oh, yeah. What movie was that? What was that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. What was that? Somebody.
Ferris
Ferris
Bueller.
Bueller, yeah.
Ferris Bueller.
Which is
Wow. There it is. There it fucking is. Right there. The edge is right fucking there.
Freshly made beats is in the building, Internet.
Hell
What's
yeah.
up, brother?
D Fresh, what up, though, brother?
Peace, family. How you living?
Peace, fam. Living, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Watching these Chicago Bulls get that ass handed to them. And Boston's up. What was it, 2-2 now it's going to be?
The mean streets of Boston.
The mean streets of Boston. Scumbag Sherm is lurking in the shadows. The shadow knows.
What up, though? The shadow always knows, Teek. He was definitely spying on you.
Black motherfucker.
You black
Darkness.
You
Black magic. Black magic motherfucker.
You can buy another couch. What about my
What
legs?
about my legs, nigga?
Man, rest in peace, Charlie Murphy, man.
Rest in peace, man. Charlie Murphy. Challenge him.
I dare you. Challenge
He's
me.
a habitual line stepper. How's your week been, black man?
Being smooth, man. Trying to keep it together over here. Y'all cracking me up tonight. That's real though. That's real.
Oh, it is real. And I guess I asked myself, hey, Teek, how was your week, nigga? It was great. Doing fine. Doing dandy since you niggas aren't going to ask. It's quite all right. Sorry, Internets. They don't care about BTF Teek, but it's all love. It's all good. It's all good in your hood. Who came out with that expression?
All good in the hood.
Some old ass nigga.
Some black motherfucker.
Some nigga that used to drink 40s back in the day.
It's all good in the hood.
Sound like a nigga from LA with a Jerry curl in the 80s and made up some shit like that.
What was that shit with, like, if your hair is tied in nappy, put something in it, make it happy.
Is that really a fucking?
It probably wasn't.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
was some commercial, some Soul Glow commercial.
Yeah, it probably was. Got to be a Soul Glow commercial. Internets, we appreciate you tuning in each and every week. You know we got that new Monday start time for that ass. Yeah, shout out to BTF Donnie, man. Behind the scenes, cooking up those edits for y'all and those chops, man. Making sure we get that out to you guys every single week. Every single Monday at our new time. So tell a friend to tell a friend that we live, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Them niggas made millions, by the
Yeah,
way.
they do. They making that money.
They're making that money.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Shout
no.
out to him, bro.
No, they
Shout
make-
out to him. I don't
Them
know,
cats,
man.
they sell merchandise. All they making money.
They
man.
making money, man.
Oh,
I
okay.
think they're in New Orleans, based on New Orleans or
As
something.
long as they
like that.
capitalizing off
No,
of
they
it.
are. They
I
doing
know they getting a lot of
And the
celebrities.
shit be hilarious.
Yeah,
They
baby. Oh,
striking-
Daniel, what is you doing, baby?
They're striking while the iron's hot. That's real. That's real. That's how you got to
That
do
15
minutes in.
Everybody likes to
15.
laugh, man. It's funny though.
Yeah, it is funny. Especially when we went to the strip club, remember? He's like, what are you doing, my man? Damn, man. He ain't got nothing on him, man. I'm just making sure. That nigga get in there and start doing that fucking dance and leap to the stage and shit. Peter, Piper. And nigga took the money and shit and ran out the goddamn strip club. Oh, Daniel, what is you doing, baby? No.
Yeah, shit's hilarious.
Hilarious,
They
man.
got their niche. That's good.
Yo, man, shout out to Lady L, who was here with us last week, man.
Yeah.
Who was up in the clouds, listening with the BTF juice. You know, shit was flowing. Artist Jason Phillips joined us last week. I know I am Scully on Twitter. Came through. There's a lot of black folks, man, in Studio One.
Nothing but niggas.
Nothing but niggers on, was it 420?
Nah,
No.
it wasn't 420.
It wasn't 420.
It's like a few days before that.
A few days before that. Did you guys partake or do anything in 420?
Man, I was-
Allegedly?
Working and
Sleep.
adulting.
Adulting, huh?
I don't partake in 420 events allegedly.
Allegedly.
So no, nothing.
So no,
happened.
nothing, huh?
Mm-mm.
Nothing of the no underlords. You didn't let anybody out.
Nah,
that weekend.
not this time.
It's 420. Dance, puppets, dance.
Not this time. What'd you call it? Area 51?
Area
Not this
51.
time.
Yeah, can't let them out there. Can't let the Will Smith and ATL out of there at all. But listen, internets, yo, we're gonna get into a little hip hop, man. I know we talked hip hop before, prior to last year. You know, we had a nice heated debate. I know Doc joined us for the hip hop reviews, the old school, new school hip hop review. We ran down top 5, and top 5 eventually turned into top 10, and so much, you know, music that's out right now, and we figured, you know, hey, well, let's revisit it. Let's hip hop part 2.
So it's kind of like a quarterly review, right?
Quarterly review.
There it is.
Right, we got to check in.
It is every quarter.
It's the you know, April 4th month here
Yeah.
in 2017, and we've had some pretty good music, man, thus far come out within these last 4 months. And before we jump into that, you know, again, locally, wherever you're listening to, you know, we have listeners all over, right? So, you know, shout out to Brandon Rogers, man. He's out in Vegas, you know what I'm saying, doing the damn thing out there. Shout out to David. I think he goes by Fatty D777 on Instagram, man. He's out there in Philly. So shout out to him, man, that's listening in. And you know, our neighbors across the pond, you know, we want to know, because, you know, we were reminiscing and talking about record stores here in Detroit. So growing up in Detroit, and, you know, obviously the internet now is a huge source of music with streaming. CDs are a thing of the past, as were tapes, as were vinyl, etc. And it's so easy for us nowadays to load up, you know, your Android or your iPhone and literally grab a song from the cloud, from YouTube, from wherever, and listen to it. But back in the day, prior to Steve Jobs even coming out with the goddamn iPhone and us being to easily access music the way we do now, we had to traditionally go into a record store.
Well, actually, it was Record Store Day yesterday, man.
It was Record Store Day yesterday?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What white
The
man made this
national-
up?
Well, it's been happening for a while, but yeah, it was Record Store Day yesterday. Where,
Really?
Yeah, it's actual like a quote unquote holiday for vinyl and things of that nature. So yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
We missed it.
you missed it,
What record store did you go into?
Peoples.
Where the fuck is that at, people?
It's in Detroit, man.
Yeah,
Where?
it's in Detroit. East, west? Where's that, man? What the
I don't
fuck's
know,
in-
man. I know landmarks.
He was
man.
just there. It was down yonder.
Fresh just
Next
showed
to
up.
Legends Coney Island.
sounds like
across from the
alternative
Sunoco.
facts. Down there by the River Rock.
He just showed up.
That's a club. Internet's for those of you guys don't reference the River Rock. But
Yeah.
Sherm, do you remember, or can you recall
Mm-hmm.
record store days? And, you know, not trying to date ourselves here, but still really rocking with A-side, B-side tapes, cassette tapes.
Nah,
Before there were really CDs and where we had to go to get that music, man.
Nah, and I get it, and I shout out to you, Fresh. I know what you're saying about Record Store Day, but to Teek's point, it's not the same at all. Like, the record store used to be an event. You get up, you know what I'm saying? You sit in there all day, search for records, get tapes. Hell, you might get a bootleg tape.
You might get one.
yeah.
The new everlasting faith,
He wasn't-
motherfucking express.
He wasn't supposed to be bootlegging
Whoever
the
that
tape,
was.
but, you know,
Yeah.
he was doing it.
He was there.
But yeah, man, it was a few locally growing up that I could just, you know, I can remember going to and experiencing buying hip hop and soaking in the culture locally. They play a lot of house music in the ones we have here, as
Indeed.
you know.
Indeed.
So, you know,
The
all
Chicago,
that-
Detroit vibe.
yeah, exactly. So all that kind of vibes growing up for us was kind of dope to my in my regard. So I don't know. I wonder if it's kind of like this. It's kind of like a barbershop experience, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It used to be.
Okay.
Let me take that back. They don't exist like that anymore. It's funny. I was in a big box store the other day trying to get a CD for my old ass car, and I could not even find any, bro. That was the killer part about it. Like,
But it's crazy because I keep seeing people post like pictures up of Kendrick Lamar's new one
Right.
on CD, and people can't. I guess you got to go to Target nowadays, Target's,
I guess
to
so.
get the CD. I guess the big box retailer, because ain't no more record stores.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's
Very
it's
few.
actually a lot of record
Yeah,
stores.
people.
I mean,
people
it's
in
vinyl,
Detroit. Yeah,
not-
wherever-
But it's more
not-
Yeah,
vinyl
it's
than
Peoples. You
Not
got
in the sense of how we're talking.
was it UHF and Royal Oak? You got Solos and on in Royal Oak too on Woolbrook. Well, I just know where the record stores are because of my profession.
The
Yeah,
the
you-
Wecco
but
stoves.
You freshly make beats every
Freshly
day,
made
so
beats,
that's
nigga.
different.
Yeah, you're not going in there to catch a new.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Drake
it's more of a niche market.
Yeah, it's a niche market. It's still cassettes being made and things of that nature. And
Let
vinyl.
me ask you guys this: do you guys still own a cassette player?
Yes, actually, I do.
I have a boombox. I got my Radio Raheem shit.
I got the Sony Walkman.
I don't.
I think Urban Outfitters is like the major seller of vinyl right now. So
Urban Outfitters.
Yeah.
The clothing store.
yeah,
Interesting.
And the
Is that the
killer-
one that sprays the cologne like 10 feet like outside the door, so you have to like always walk by that bitch and smell the cologne and the loud music and the big TV screen? Might be Hollister.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it
how
might be
One of
Hollister.
those. One of
That's
those.
Hollister.
One of those places. In the
All I
mall.
know is current vinyls, man. They're
Hollister.
not cheap either, man. Shit.
No, they're not.
it depends because like a
New
lot
vinyl?
of major record labels, they're actually reissuing albums that you can see in a dollar bin, whatever, and they charging $20-$30 for them and shit. But
There's no way.
And that's
that
exactly
work-
where
that's that
we're not
Give
in
me
the
the
damn record store.
El
Okay?
Illegal Le Download.
That's why from when Napster came around, the record store died. That was the
Napster, LimeWire. Who else was out there?
shit. I don't know. Just don't use LimeWire. That shit was giving your computer the AIDS. Shit.
All of the AIDS.
Yeah, shit would not work after LimeWire after 2 weeks. Like,
No more.
Regular
yeah.
ass time. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember back in the day, I used to go to, it's a couple places I used to go, is Trey Winds on, when I was living on Joy Road. It was on Tireman in Wyoming. I used to go there and I remember buying Bone Thugs cassette, East 1999, out there and then walking back, shout out Cloverline, walk back there and, listen to it. Then there was Curtis Records when I moved over to 7 Mile that I used to mess with.
Curtis.
Just used to walk up there and, they didn't really care about, I don't think I was 18 at the time, but they didn't really care about the age. You're supposed to not allow kids to buy explicit music, but they didn't really care. They were
parental
just like, here,
discretion advised.
go on, here, give me
Yeah.
the money, get on out of
Yeah.
here. So I would go there and then it was a spot I used to go with my mom's on Puritan called Angot's because she used to be a police officer. They used to get discounts and stuff. So it was on,
CDs for the Lowski.
yeah, it was on Linwood and Puritan. I just remember walking in there and they have all the vinyls, but they'll have the tapes, they had the CDs. This is when CDs was
I used to go there too, man. Yeah,
the little
okay.
white building and shit. But they used to have this when CDs first came out, and I remember my mom. I thought she was a shit because she had bought a CD player. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I was like, I still got cassettes. She was like, nah, you can't touch this shit right here. This is mine. Don't touch this.
Skip the laser.
And I remember I did one night. She left me at home by myself, and she left. I broke the fuck out that bitch too. I don't know what the fuck I did. I think some stupid shit kids do. You know how we do. But she whooped my ass that next day. But anyway,
Anywho,
but yeah, that's I remember going there with her, and she would let me pick out. I remember she let me pick out 2 CDs. She would let me pick out every time she would go because my mom's real huge into music, and she would buy like 5 and 6, but. Now looking back, just thinking how much that shit costs, it's like, damn, you was spending like that was back when shit was like $18, $19.
Cash out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's about 4
shit.
albums is $100.
yeah,
I
so
remember. I mean, what was it growing up in the mall? Because malls damn near don't exist these days.
Yeah, pretty
What
much.
was it? Sam Goody?
yeah,
Sam
yeah.
Goody's in Northland.
Man,
Goody
see,
got it.
Goody, Sam Goody.
Goody got it.
Yeah, those
I
stores.
hit Sam Goody up so much.
Those stores
I
don't
got
exist
good
no
at
more, bro.
hitting up Goody.
Yeah, I bought MOP Warriors for $18.99.
Bro, don't feel bad. I bought
That's when they-
I bought Crazy Bone Thug Mentality, 1999.
That's when they used to sell singles
For-
for $1.
I bought that shit for $29.99, bro.
I ain't
Look
buy
at you now.
I got
Exactly.
I got a lot of shit out of Sam Goody, but I never bought it.
$29.99.
$29.99 for a double CD, bro.
Bend on over, little buddy.
That's like what was the other spot? FYE
That's why that was the
your
white people
entertainment.
shit.
music. That
Yeah.
shit used to be taxing. That should be like
Yeah, that was
$35 for
that
a
was a
single.
joint
Like,
on-
come on,
It
man.
used to be across from Northland, right?
Yeah,
It was
Greenfield.
one in Northland.
for like 2 weeks.
No,
Yeah.
Sam Goody's
I
was
do
in
recall.
Northland.
Oh yeah.
And then it was across the street. It changed like to Blockbuster Music, and then
Blockbuster music.
yeah,
We
like,
are. I mean, we're dating the hell out of ourselves.
So
but
own that shit,
it's
son.
cool though because I feel like how your moms took you to the record store. Man, you don't even get that shit.
No,
kind
you
of
don't.
shit these days. Like
I wouldn't be able to do that with. I mean, I could, but it'd be for some vinyl shit. But not.
yeah, and you have to go
not
way
something
out.
that's current. I can't because
Right.
everything's on like the phone, your phones and all that shit like that. I can't take my kids out. And, hey, let's go pick out. It's not even fun to take them to Toys R Us no more and shit.
No, and that's why I say, like, for me, I remember, I know we were talking earlier about there was a store called Play It Again Records. And you know, it was dope because you would go in and, like you would say, you would see these bins and you see, like, you know, you got the big, the little stickers on that bitch, the A to Z with the artist and what different genre of music was there. Then, of course, you had like the Masterpiece CDs and shit up and the tapes, you know what I'm saying? Bout it shit up. But, yo, when you went into an older shop, like Play It Again Records, it was crazy because there's an old cat there, and we got to go back there, man, and revisit because you say he's still there. And it'd be like another room, like towards the back. So, like, you see this curtain where the desk was and shit, the checkout counter. You're like, what the fuck's back there? Like, is that the lounge or whatever? But, like, dude would actually do, and Sherm mentioned it earlier, house music. So you could actually bring him a record or something that maybe he don't have or he hasn't heard, and he totally, like, removed the curtain. It's 2 turntables back there, speakers is out of control, and he's putting this, this vinyl on, and y'all just jamming out in the record store with house music.
That sound dope.
Various house and whatever, like that shit that, like I said, whether it's Chicago, whether it's Detroit, that was out of control. And those are the days and times that I remember and would want to go back. That's what makes me want to go back because you gained a personal relationship with that shop owner.
I remember up in Ypsilanti when went to Eastern Michigan, and it was a spot called Puffer Reds, whatever, right? Yeah. Remember, actually, me and Tom went up there on 9/11. You know what I mean? And we went to buy Blueprint, Jay-Z Blueprint. Yep. You know what I mean? And going back to saying about like it's being a barbershop type feel and all that, it was like a place of refuge where we just chill. Like, damn, they just knocked down the towers. You know what I mean? And we listened to Blueprint. You know what I mean? So. Go further on that.
Back in the day, I just thought of it just so you was talking about house music. There used to be a spot, BTF Teek knows, it's right there on Wyoming before you get to 7 Mile. It was renovated to a furniture store. But it used to be it used to be a place where you could go buy music. And this was before I lived on 7 Mile. I used to live on Joy Road. And I can remember going in there.
This the money long as 6 Mile.
I was like young, like probably like 7 to 8. And I can remember walking into this place. And I can remember it being like all these neon glow lights and all this stuff like that. Because, I mean, this was like just fresh out of the 80s kind of stuff. It was like early 90s. And I can remember walking in there. And just if you can imagine like what a Charlie Murphy story would be like. When you go into like a Prince party or some shit and you see all the fucking neon lights and all this stuff like that. That's what it was like. And I can remember them playing like house music. And I'm like, man, what is this? But it makes you move. You know what I mean? It's like
Passion fruit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but I call it feel good music. But that's another spot. A lot of people won't remember that spot, but that was another spot that where they used to have music.
Man, all of that shit is gone, man. You can't just roll in the Chantonique, see a couple local artists and they're chilling no more.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this then. Do you remember the first cassette tape and CD that you purchased? And while you're thinking about that, I'll give you mine. The very first cassette tape that I bought, and it actually was a single. It was Warren G's Regulators. Regulators, bound out. Okay, I actually went to Harmony House.
Damn.
See, that place doesn't even exist no more.
Doesn't even exist. I went to Harmony House to go get Warren G's Regulators. I'm like, shit, I got $7. Fuck it, $6.99, $6.99, and talk about not asking for ID in the hood. Well, Harmony House was a little bit more of a suburban area. So my young ass is in there, and I go to the counter, and I'm like, yeah, is this all you need today, sir? And they taking that shit out the little, security device, whatever. That's the cassette tape sitting there. And the guy asked me, like, yo, let me see your ID, because it had the parental discretionary advisory on that bitch. Like, I ain't got no ID, man. He's like, nah, man, I can't sell this to you. I'm like, what the fuck? So I remember specifically going and getting my neighbor who was Greek, this old Greek guy. God rest his soul to this day. And went up to Harmony House, and this fucking old Greek guy who don't know shit about no hip-hop, no music, whatever, just got the $7, went and bought Warren G's Regulator for me. Okay, so I'll always remember that. The first CD I ever bought myself, my first money, you talk about the Sony Discman, I had no skip protection on that bitch, by the way. Anti-skip wasn't even thought of. Yeah, that bitch had to sit still, and if you bumped it was a wrap. The very first CD I remember buying myself with my own money was Michael Jackson's History.
Wasn't that
Really?
like a double or triple
It was
CD?
a
it
double
was. It was
CD.
double.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
The gold albums. That was the very first album I bought myself for
Wasn't
my
that like
birthday.
$40?
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say.
it was crazy, man. I
Yeah,
bought
it
that
was
shit.
expensive
I
as
bought that
shit.
shit with my own money and was listening to Michael Jackson's History. So
Damn.
regular ass time. Can you think of the first maybe tape and or CD that you bought yourself? You personally, not moms, not auntie, not cousins. You personally went out and bought. That you were able to get.
The first tape I bought. Damn. Well, let me do the first CD. The first CD I bought. Well, it was two. It was
Look at you.
It was Janet Jackson's.
Oh shit.
What was it? If the one where she got the cover and the dudes holding her titties. That one.
Okay, wow. You
Is
just
that
went
it?
all out there.
That's
huh?
not the name of the
That's
album.
not that name of that album, but
I
yes.
remember that out. It was huge.
But
remember
I
that.
bought
I
that
think it was
for.
called just Janet, wasn't it?
Was
It might have been, but I
Oh,
bought
okay.
that not for the music. I bought that for another reason.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Uh,
Pimping ass, pimping Kim.
And then, well, I mean, we were kids then.
green
so
is
anyway,
for the money, gold is for
and
the
then
honey.
the other album I bought was Dr. Dre's Chronic. That was the first. I remember that because my mom was
The
pissed.
very first Chronic.
My mom was pissed off, and then she ended up buying me. Y'all remember those hats that had the metal weed leaves on it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She bought me that afterwards. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I do remember buying a Crisscross cassette tape. I don't know if that was my first one.
Was it Jump or was it totally crossed out the entire album?
It was their first one. It was a whole album. And that was when this was at the Trade Wind spot on Tireman in Wyoming. But I remember walking up there and getting it because I remember being nervous about it because it was explicit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know
Chris
why
Cross
Chris
was explicit?
Yeah, I don't know why it was, but it was. From what I can remember. And I remember buying that, and then I remember going back and buying a Bone album. I can't remember which one it was, but I remember singing Thuggish Ruggish Bone.
Oh, so it had to be creeping
The
on the
first
come
one.
up then.
That,
Yeah,
that was
Creeping on the
probably
Come Up,
probably
yeah.
the one I bought. And
For the love of money on it.
yeah. And then I
Yeah.
remember taking it to my grandma's house, and me and my cousins, shout out Tremel and Dre, but we would listen to it in the basement when we weren't supposed to. Because my grandfather had he had bought a boombox because he used to work on houses and stuff. So he would leave it in the basement, and then we would kind of just, in the midst of recording the radio onto cassette tapes.
You were one of those kids.
Yeah,
huh?
we used to do that, like
mix tapes off the radio.
Not the Quiet Storm, but what was the other one where the music was playing?
Yeah, it wasn't
I can't remember.
Was
what
it like
was.
96.3 then?
Yeah, but it wasn't the Quiet Storm. It was what before that, where they would play all the good music and shit, like the
Okay.
top 9 at 9, whatever the fuck it was.
just listen.
And we used to record that on, like we would dub
cassette.
over whatever
do you,
tapes.
do
we
you
weren't
remember how
listening.
dubbing? How did you the proper process of?
Yeah,
dubbing
so
over
what I would do, I would get my grandmother's gospel tapes, and I would, I'm no bullshit, no
Put the
bullshit,
tape over it?
no bullshit. I would do that,
Or the,
and we would put
tissue.
the little tissue in the fucking
Tissue,
thing, put it in that joint, hit record, and then whatever, and then we would put it in her car. Right? She had this. They had this.
What y'all trying to do to grandma?
We had this.
This ain't Turtles.
We had
That's
this
ass.
Cadillac Seville, like the real short one. And I can remember we leave the labels on there. Like it would still say whatever, Kurt Franklin, whoever. And then I remember this one time, I'll never forget this shit.
Even though Kurt Franklin wasn't around then, but okay.
No, he was. I swear he was.
swear
Kurt
he was.
Franklin been around a long
I watched. I
time.
swear I watched.
He was.
When did
Not
Jump come
Jump.
out?
I'm talking
That
way
was like
before Jump.
2000,
Oh.
yeah.
Jump was like in the middle of his career. But
This is
anyway,
bad.
This is trapping out.
so trust me, like I had to listen to gospel music nonstop around my grandparents, so I know for a fact.
Okay.
But I remember keeping it. We left it labeled as whoever it was. I don't think this particular one. This one might have been like CC Winers or something. And I remember her putting it in there, and it was like some fucking Master P, like something.
I understand.
And I remember her playing that shit, and she, boy, what?
To crash the damn car. Fucking
Man, she pulled that car over.
Ice cream man. Boom, boom.
She pulled that car over and whooped all our ass on the
yeah,
side
I-
of the street,
I
right there on
understand,
fucking
man.
Chicago and Wyoming. She got out at the fucking She pulled over at the intersection, opened the door, told us to got out, and whooped our ass with her fucking strap from her purse. Right then and there, because we recorded over her shit.
But it was worth it though, right?
It was worth it. It was worth
And
it.
just listening to this conversation just made me think like, man, we had to go a long damn way.
Oh, hell yeah.
to get music. Bro.
Hell yeah, we had to
tape.
do a lot of
yeah,
shit.
no tape was safe.
Oh,
if
no
I
tape.
saw,
No,
if I
no.
saw a tape, man, tissue or tape is going over it.
This is
Easily.
happening.
And it's funny, internets, because that's the thing, man. Freshly Made Beats brought up. That's how you're able to dub over that shit. You know, you stick some goddamn Charmin cotton in the top of that air hole and just block everything out. That's the same thing I used to do with Blockbuster's VHS tapes. Is I used to flip that goddamn VHS tape back, and there was a little blue piece that held the spool together. But if you snap that shit like on some snap and go stuff, you can dub whatever you want under that. Shout out to Cherry Moon and all those other DMFF flicks that
that's what I was saying. Over. I got that Janet Jackson CD for.
Forget Master P being dubbed over CeCe Winans, nigga. Talking about another flick action coming up.
God.
It's all over the place.
That was what was happening behind the black curtain you was talking
that
about
was
earlier.
definitely behind the black curtain.
Actually, since you brought it up, because my house was like a lot of gospel too, so I came into hip hop at like around middle school, man, and like my first music I purchased was actually Bud the Law, Uncle Sam's Curse, and Redman Muddy Waters. And quite frankly, because I bought the Law as a Black Superman, that's still my favorite song of all fucking time. Nice. Anytime I hear it, man, I just go crazy. But like Redman Muddy Waters is like my top 3 favorite rap albums anyway of all time as well. You know what I mean? So I actually came in on some good LPs. I didn't hear like Mo Thugs or any of that other stuff. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I would say by the time us cats started rolling up and hip hop was kind of hitting this apex, man. It was left and right. It was good, dope shit every which way. So
yeah, it was the early '90s, and you had the best of the best that were like dropping all of this stuff. Like I can remember like kind of like how you kind of can be up on somebody now before anybody is, like, you know, say it's a Drake or whoever, like you were with them from the beginning, like 07 or whatever. But I can remember being young and 3-6 Mafia was like huge.
Right.
To the club up.
To me and my cousins and stuff, because we would be like going 3-6 Mafia and like Bone. Like we would go and we used to work on houses and stuff, rental properties and stuff, and we'd get the boom box and we'd listen to it. And I can remember every fucking 3-6 Mafia. Like I could probably recite that shit word for word, like from the beginning. And you know, like you look at it now, it's just like, oh, okay, 3-6 Mafia.
Like,
but it's just like,
you know, Crunchy Black's GOAT versus.
Yeah, he knows all that shit.
Yeah. So
Coops the nigga?
Don't ask me to spit that shit because I'm not. But you know, we would listen to shit like that, and it was just like these albums that's like ingrained in my brain. Like they might, like if you go back on them now, they probably ain't worth shit. Like you'd be like, what the fuck, you like that shit?
Yeah.
But now it's just like, no, that was the shit for me. Like I mean, I was young. It wasn't like I wasn't like some fucking hip hop head. I just liked the fucking music. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel about like true albums. Like
Swamp Nigga, Ghetto D.
Swamp
Come
Nigga.
on, man.
You know what I mean?
That was the shit right there. I got my ass whooped for listening to that in my grandma's house.
Yeah,
they didn't play that shit. Ghetto dope.
That's funny because what's the movie they did?
I got the hookup.
No,
not
about
that
it.
one.
I'm about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I'm about it.
That got me into some bullshit
Oh,
at the
yeah.
house too. So
yeah.
I can relate to that.
Shout out to Duran that actually bought me that videotape for my birthday back in the day.
Oh, you talking about when he beat my man with the
watermelon?
Yeah, the watermelon truck started
like
flying up.
Louisville, nigga. Ken Griffey. Straight Louisville, nigga.
Yeah, man. But those were the days, though. Like, I mean, that's when, you know, like you had Tupac,
Those were the
and
days.
Biggie, and
Sound old, man.
you know all them stuff.
Those-
It ain't old. It's
those
just,
were
it
the
is what it
days.
is.
And
Well,
it's-
like we got to enjoy hip hop like in a great.
Well,
Personally, I
niggas
think the
that
greatest
Yachty,
point-
niggas think that Yachty
Fuck
and Kodak
them.
Black are the greatest right now.
No.
Uzi?
No, you know what? That's fair.
That's
That's
Right?
That's
their-
them.
you
That's
know,
their- that's
They
their-
probably have,
I
just
ain't-
like we have our stories, this is going to be their stories. And that's
I don't
all
know.
them.
A
That's
lot
all
of the
them.
stuff that's coming out right now, I don't think they're gonna be listening to it 5 years from
Yeah,
now.
that's
true.
my only problem. Like
That's
it feels disposable as ever.
At least the stuff we
in the
were
moment.
listening to is like actual classic shit.
Like,
But
Like-
every year says that shit though.
No. But this is
seriously.
actual fact.
Think about
No,
this.
no.
Think
You
about
can't
this.
say Biggie isn't classic. You can't say Tupac
So
isn't
you
classic.
can't tell someone that Rakim nor Coogee Rap nor fucking Run DMC isn't classic
I'm not
either. though.
saying that, but I'm just saying for this, for somebody to say, like, and you can say we old or whatever, but that was a time when it was like an art form. Like now
Yeah.
it's just
Someone
niggas just
in the
technical.
80s, to back to what I said before, can also say that they were pioneers of how it all started with Grandmaster Flash, Grandmaster
Honestly,
Caz, and all the rest of these other niggas.
It's the difference
that are there.
between nostalgia and actual technical aspects
But
of
you're-
actually
but
knowing how to
you're
rhyme.
also-
saying those people would say the same thing before you even got to your Big or your Pac. They wouldn't have been without
But
your
you're-
Cubes and everybody
But
else. They
you're
would have been
also
without.
saying
You know
the
what?
greatest people, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like,
What do you mean?
there
What
were
do
a
you
lot of bullshit ass people that was came out
Oh,
in
of
that era
course.
too.
Garbage.
And that's what I
Young
mean.
MC
It's a
or
lot
something like
more.
that.
Like, there are going to be people in this era, like, you know, like your Kendricks and whatever, that stand out. But a lot of shit, we're not going to, when you hear like a Yachty song or whatever, that shit, when you go to a family reunion, wherever the fuck you go,
not
and it's
for
like,
us.
oh, this used to be my song.
Yeah,
for
no,
But it won't have any everlasting effect.
It's not for us.
nobody's
won't have
bumping
an-
Laffy
on
Taffy
you.
right now.
Right, it won't
On
be an
you.
everlasting
on
effect.
you. That's the
Nah.
thing. The nigga that's
Well, hold
10
on.
years younger than you, it may have a lasting effect on. That's my point is.
I'm serious.
Every generation thinks that their generation had the shit. I know ours was the shit. However, I can't discredit the people that came before, and I can't discredit the current shit that's going on now.
You
right?
know-
Because Yachty and Uzi and Cardi, Playboy Cardi, and all the rest of these people aren't doing necessarily for me, but the nigga that's coming up that's 15, 16, 17 years old now, he might be talking to that nigga because that's what he's going through.
Yeah, this is their struggle.
This is
you
their
know,
struggle.
their moment. you
This
know.
is their moment, right?
They don't know about going to records for you. They know about hopping on the fucking phone and getting the whole discography for 2 minutes. Like, yo, that would have blew my mind back in the day.
There it is.
And I get that.
There it is, internets, and I hope you do too. So as we go to this wonderful break here, we're going to go ahead and break. Coming back in the second half, Kendrick Lamar, some of the top fives, and some of the greatest rap of all time, man. So I want y'all to stay tuned. Listen to these beats, man. Freshly Made Beats is in the building. I want y'all to check out some of these vibes, man. And if you're digging the vibes, hit him up at BTF Fresh, man. Internets, here we go. It's Blue Tigers Fitted, and we will be right back.
Yo, what up, what up? It's your boy Scully, man, checking in with my dogs at the Blue Tigers Fitted. You can get with them every Monday, man, on SoundCloud, iTunes, man. Get with them.
Yo, we back up in this. That was the beats made by Mr. Fresh himself that y'all was tuning into. We getting back into this hip hop thing. That's what we've been doing.
F your beats.
You know, the whole world's been going crazy over Kendrick. So we had to give it a little bit of time before we got into an in-depth conversation about it. But we've all gave it a few spins, you know, a couple dozen spins. And I mean, we each of us have our own reviews on it, and you know, have what we like, our top 4 or 3, 4 or 5 songs, whatever it is on it. But you know, it's come back just as of, I believe it is a day or two ago that he did over 600,000 in the first week alone, which was higher than Drake's.
Yarn.
So you know, that's a big accomplishment. You know, and you've had his videos for Humble and DNA that they kind of been setting the game. I haven't personally looked at a music video, and I don't even remember how long, but I actually checked these out, and they're actually really dope. You know, he goes to his Tupac references as he always does, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with Tupac, and for anybody that says wrong with Tupac, you can eat a dick. So, you know, Kendrick is bringing substance to the game. I appreciate Kendrick for it. This album is what I wanted from Drake, not taking anything away from Drake.
Wait, what?
Listen, just hear me out. So,
All right, I'm listening.
the last time we talked,
Yeah, I'm totally confused.
the last time we talked about Drake's album.
Right.
And how it was more dance hall-ish and all this stuff. And I personally was disappointed in it because when he first announced the album, he said it was going to be more hip hop issues. So what I'm thinking of is the one. Shut up, Teek. The one album that he. If you're reading, it's too late.
Right.
So I was hoping for something like that from Drake. So what I mean when I say that, this Kendrick album is what I wanted from Drake. I mean, like on those levels as far as going in.
I'm sorry, bro. The question mark just popped over my head. Like, wait, what?
That was confusing as fuck.
When you think of Kendrick's album, what do you think of? Do you consider it? Do you consider it anything like Drake's album?
No.
Or do you consider this album a Drake album, or do you consider it like a real hip hop album?
I consider this strictly hip hop.
That's what I mean when I'm saying what I wanted from Drake was I wanted a strictly hip hop album because I do feel Drake has bars. I do.
I just wanted
so
Drake to
I
rap.
wanted just like I said, just like you said on the break, nigga, where you said that you wanted an album like if you're reading this is too late.
Right.
Did you or did you not say that?
Yeah, it was just
so
the way
why you clowning me and shit. So anyway, so I'm gonna air that shit out because fuck y'all fucking try to do that shit. Yeah, laugh that shit off. So anyway, that's what I mean by why I said I wanted from Drake per se. You know what I mean? Like I wanted a hip hop album. That's what I wanted.
All right.
So.
As freshly made beats makes his voice his opinion known.
Right.
Nah, I mean I get you, Tom. That K-Dot, the Kendrick is it sounds nothing like a Drake.
Y'all niggas,
the light skinned legend wins again.
Y'all niggas is wildin'.
I get your point though, because the Drake in that regard was a disappointment like Views
it's pop.
Kind of was.
It ain't rap. It's
I
pop.
thought we were talking about Kendrick.
No, I
Damn.
am, and I related to what I want, what I felt. That's why I think Kendrick's album is I think it's a success. I think it's good. It's what I wanted. You know what I mean? It's better for me. That that makes sense. Why I
mean, I like how you called him the torchbearer of substance hip hop.
Yeah, exactly.
When
Yeah,
did he say that?
He said that at the beginning
I
of his speech there.
Open your ears,
All I heard
nigga.
was Drake.
Exactly. the Drake stand over here.
So he
Dear Drake, oh my God, I'm your biggest fan.
He finally admits it. All right,
Yeah, he
that's
is.
What I'm talking about.
Drake.
But no, I get you, Tom. I get you. Kendrick, the whole album. I mean, it's the guy is doing nothing like nobody else is right now, and I appreciate being able to watch him. Like we were talking about last time, evolve to 6 albums and to get where he is now, and still hold on to some substance in the midst of being a commercial artist. That shit is hard to do, and
it's actually unprecedented.
Yeah. Kendrick is doing things that, and I know he gives a lot of shots off to Tupac, but I feel like Kendrick's in a mode where he's taking the Tupac, the baton, I guess, and those guys and the greats, and he's kind of running with it himself now. He's taking it to the next level where it should be, and more props to him. I'm not ready to declare "Damn" like the greatest thing ever made. I do really enjoy it.
Please, Donnie, insert soundbite here from last show. Bing. What? Arguably, no, you said the best hip hop album of 2017.
But that's not the same as the greatest of all time, though. I mean, we're 4 months deep, bro. We're 4 months deep in the year. We were just talking about the Ross and how I stopped listening to that after a week. The Drake album never moved me personally. I'm a big fan of the Joey Badass album right now.
Yarn.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, The Damn is probably a #1 album thus far, so far the year. But that's not to say it's like the greatest fucking thing ever made, or even his best work. No, it's a very, very solid album. Yeah, but I know the bar is higher out there. It can be higher. So I don't know. But Kendrick's, as far as we're in the middle of April here. Kendrick's definitely got the best album of the year. I will say that. He is. I'm not gonna say it's a classic or nothing. Not yet. It's aging well, but it's,
so far.
Yeah. It like I said, it's better than the Drake in the sense where I'm still listening to it.
I think he has the best mainstream album so far this year. In that sense, because it has a lot of replay value. Unlike the Drake album, unfortunately, like Tom was saying earlier about. It was more poppy feeling, and it wasn't rap centric, as like it started off hard with like Free Smoke, and then it was just this big cavernous filler of just pop, 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 dancehall, pop, pop, pop before you start spitting bars again. And like the concept of the Damn album is loose, but it's so layered. So it's just like you can probably visit it 5-10 years from now and still be able to pick up things, which is like what we was talking previously about the hip that we grew up on. And that's unprecedented right now, especially in this era where mostly everything is like bubblegum or very catchy, jingly, whatever, right? He has dudes in the club talking about being humble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is
not
crazy.
Not since Jesus walks, right?
Right.
You know, in the club singing about Jesus. Okay, I see you. It takes a special artist to do that kind of shit. You know what I mean? To get the common idiot out here rapping over something real positive and enjoying a moment. Shout out to the common idiot.
The common idiot. Shout out to you.
I see Teek's real butthurt about this conversation right now, but,
Yeah.
no, I mean, in all honesty, no, I mean, you can jump in whenever. I personally feel like I feel like the Big Sean's aged better. Me, like I like the Badass. You don't like it. I don't know how y'all guys feel about it. Migos is great for the whip. Outside of that, but yeah, man, it's like the Drake. It should be higher, but it's not. So
all I've got to say, internets, is so funny how we talked about Damn, and here we are, passion fruiting it up. The rest of the clan here, we're just continuing on Drizzy Drake. You do see how that happened.
No, we're talking about the quarterly.
No,
review.
We were talking about Damn.
Well, you can't deny that Drake isn't in control of the game right now, but that's ultimately like when you speak on where the game is. Period. I mean, how much is that really saying?
Saying a lot.
According to you, it's saying a lot.
It's saying a lot to the
But
to the people.
if you're looking to, yes, Drake makes feel good music.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does. That's all that he does.
Is he supposed to do more? What do you want to make Thug Life music?
When you
come on, break it down, Professor X.
When we're talking about hip hop
Mm-hmm.
and a hip hop album, Drake hasn't made a hip hop album.
That's a lie.
So you consider More Life a hip hop album?
Yes.
Now wait. Before you answer that, think about what you said 2 episodes ago when I asked you the exact same question and you said no. You said it was a playlist. It's feel good music. I'm using your own words.
This is OVO.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
That means I can't say what the people in Toronto are doing. OVO's playlist. That's what it is, man. It's Drizzy Drake's playlist.
So
you're not so Drake's not hip hop. So you'd classify the album under what?
Just
dance, pop.
It's a feel good album. That's it. It's not hip hop.
So what are you classifying that album under? Since that's where we're going. I said it's hip hop. You say it's what?
I just said it twice.
What'd you say? Motherfucker dance pop? I missed it. Say it again.
It's a feel good album.
That's not a genre of music. Feel good isn't a genre of music. Give me a genre.
Pop. If I had to pick up a genre, it's pop.
So you're going on record saying More Life is a pop album.
It is.
Google
it's not hip hop.
Google pop, nigga.
It's not hip hop.
It's not.
You say Drake is a hip hop album.
Correction, you're wrong.
It's a hybrid.
I called it international hip hop.
You call it
That's
international
even
rap.
better.
See,
that works.
Root word, hip hop, motherfucker.
That's not
not
the root
international
word.
pop, nigga. This isn't Katy Perry. This isn't Lady Gaga.
Rap is his base.
This isn't fucking Sam Smith. This isn't that.
And he's just venturing
It's
off
hip-hop.
into other things.
So niggas can't sing in hip hop. Motherfuckers can't have melody in hip hop. Niggas can't have dance hall in hip hop.
I cannot
Right?
think of anybody besides you that would think of More Life as a hip hop
I
album.
can't think of anybody besides you that think of More Life as a pop album.
More Life is a. If you look at the
It has
Can
pop
somebody give me the
aspects.
definition of pop, please?
Popular.
there it is. That's what pop is. It's
There it
popular.
is.
You're thinking Katy Perry and shit. Popular. Michael Jackson was pop. Niggas would be like, no, that's R&B. No, it was pop. It was popular.
he was the king of pop.
It was popular.
Shit, he was pop.
He was pop.
That's
Nigga,
what I'm saying. It's
created
popular. It's not. I'm not saying he's in the same category as he's gonna win an award with Katy Perry and fucking Britney Spears.
Yes, you did.
No, I'm saying no. I fucking didn't. I'm saying it's popular music. That's what it is. He has star power. That's your words, not mine. Yours.
Actually, Wikipedia's words.
Oh
is,
my God! Are you talking about Wikipedia?
top
that
40
anybody can
bubblegum
add
music,
anything
chart
to?
music?
Actually, slight sidebar. Yo, Tom, so what you think is your top 5 hip-hop albums this year so far?
Migos is definitely on there. Big Sean is on there. I don't see why Big Sean wouldn't be on there. What's wrong with Big Sean?
Fuck Big Sean.
BTF Teek is giving all these.
I like
fucking
Big Sean, man,
kinda-
but I don't like that album, man. I decided that it was garbage. I decided it was trash rocks. Okay?
Trash rocks.
Because
Okay.
all you niggas in that Eminem and all that shit, that fucking verse on there was trash. M's verse was trash. And I just can't fuck with that album, man.
I don't know. I never had one verse hold down a whole album, so
Right,
I
I
have to
don't-
disagree with you on
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
It is a good song.
Dark Sky Paradise was his best work, period. Hands down.
I mean, I'm not saying that.
Hands
Each
down.
his own.
We're
Hands down.
living in a moment.
Those are facts. Fuck the moment.
So-
that nigga's living another moment I can't vibe with.
In 2017, Big Sean is definitely put out a more quality album than your buddy. Sorry,
Let's look at in regards to what?
music,
Lies.
art,
And who determines the music? Do the people determine the music?
the listener.
The listener. So if the listener determines the music, let's check those stats and see what the listener said about Drake versus Sean. I don't even think we want to even go there.
What does that even mean?
That means numbers, nigga.
That doesn't mean numbers. That does not. That means I knew he was going to wrap this conversation.
That means men lie, women lie, numbers don't, dog. Okay.
You fell right into the net. That's
So what
cool.
else you thought was dope, Tom?
So
He's writing verse 2. He's almost at the bridge now. But no, that's my guy. I mean, look, but no. I think
That wasn't even a verse, by the way, internet.
oh my God.
Motherfucking made up Sherm over here. Alternative facts, Shermy J. Keep going, Sherm.
that was an insider. That was an
Keep
insider.
poisoning our listeners. Keep going.
Oh my God.
I
Compose
think
myself.
I think 2017's been starting off pretty solid though. I mean, the Mike Will came out, the Plateau y Plomo,
Fuck that album.
Odyssey came out. I don't even know. if
Plateau y Plomo.
Freddie Gibbs dropped something.
Trash.
I mean, I don't know. To me, I love all of it, but some of it stands out
And
more.
Drake's
than
in,
others.
and Drake's in your albums of the year for right now.
He's at the bottom of the list, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. As a hip hop head, I'm not impressed with that album. It does nothing for me. I'm not in Jamaica. I don't go to dance hall clubs, and I'm not
Wow.
light skinned. So
Damn.
So
Wait a minute. What's that got to do
Internet,
with
if you're,
anything?
if you're not in a dance hall club or
Or-
in Jamaica
or light-skinned.
you won't enjoy Drake's album
I
More
probably
Life.
won't. I
Just
probably won't.
don't listen to it. According to
probably
Black
won't.
Nigga Shermy J. Ain't this a bitch?
I gotta keep it real with the people, T.
I guess, man. That's all alternative facts.
And what's funny to me is I've met more people like lately because Drake had a huge wave, I guess, momentum a couple years ago. But lately, a lot of people turn that off. Nah, I don't want to hear this. Nah, you know what I'm saying?
Is that what they were doing?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, copper.
Yeah, see? You never catch
that
me.
Drake music. Nah, turn that shit off. Nah, next. Yeah,
You
yeah.
never catch me.
Get the,
Yeah.
yeah, copper.
So
Get the
yeah,
fuck out
I mean,
of here.
Hey, I'm just telling you what I've heard.
You got to get past 7 Mile, sir.
I know, right?
Stuck on the mile road.
Well, yeah, give me the
It's T-
Migos, the
it's T-
Future.
Yep. Is T Grizzly up there with you?
I haven't. I need to listen to that
No,
again.
no, you don't. Trust me.
I mean, I got love for Detroit artists. I just
I don't have love for all of them.
No,
That's
no.
whack. Any one of them that's whack, I don't respect.
okay. And then Big Sean, of course, and then Kendrick, of course, and then that's the top ones for me, hip hop wise.
Hip hop.
You
It's
know,
not
like
pop
if
wise.
if I'm going to it and I just want to,
Dance.
vibe, not dance. That's what Drake is
Yeah,
for.
that's what Drake's for.
Just
Doesn't stop, internets. The hatred continues. The saga continues.
Man,
I feel like Puff.
challenging.
We're all big Drake fans in
Yes,
here.
you
we
are.
are.
These
We
niggas-
all are.
Don't let them fool you, internets. They're gonna play passion fruit on the way
We're
home.
just not Drake stans.
no.
That's
no,
what
no,
we're
no,
not.
Fans,
no,
not
no.
stands.
That's
They're
exactly
fans.
what we're not.
They're fans.
We are fans. We're not stands.
Just because I'm light skinned,
Yeah,
internets
man. This
doesn't
conversation
matter.
keeps wrapping around back to Drake, man. What else?
Yeah.
There's other hip hop, man.
There is, man. So okay, top 5 rotation. Sherm, go.
In my rotation
Right now. Doesn't matter new or old.
right now?
Shit that you listen to every day.
Not every day. All right. Well, I'm probably I don't know, man. I've been on a West Coast kick lately, so
Kendrick will be a part of this though, for sure.
not even so much. I've been listening to like old schoolboy albums for some reason, man.
Okay. Collard Greens, fucking, what's the shit? Oxymoron.
Yeah,
What
not
was the
even.
last one?
I mean, we talking
older
like
than that.
Habits and Contradictions.
Oh, there you go and all that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know.
Okay, it's a little schoolboy. What else you got hanging out?
Fucking Danny Brown's album keeps rapping back.
Okay.
Somewhere in the circle.
Yep. Detroit artist, by the way, internets, if you don't know.
Yeah,
Google him.
exactly.
Danny Brown.
Danny Brown got some work. And I usually just let Spotify roll. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Not to give him no credit, but
Let the white man just pick your algorithms for you, huh?
I give them that. They play a lot of they play a lot of Migos for some reason.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
they
let's,
play
let's,
that-
let's
what-
give them hood shit.
What's that shit we was listening to earlier off
Oh,
the mic?
Kodak Black.
Yeah, they play that shit a lot.
Yeah, whatever that white song you like. What was it? Tunnel Vision? Tunnel something?
Something about
Tunnel Ports? What the
Kodak
fuck is-
winning or some bullshit.
Yeah, the fucking the
Come
KKK
on,
shit.
quarterback.
Oh yeah, Tunnel Vision. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
not-
like,
okay.
Exactly, motherfucker.
I hear that song a shit ton these days.
Yep.
And
Bitch!
I actually like a little bit of Uzi Vert shit, man. I
Oh
ain't even gonna
my
lie
God,
to you.
no.
He
haven't
makes some
listened to
entertaining stuff.
I haven't
Okay.
listened to any of his stuff.
Regular ass. What you got, man? Current rotation.
Right now, I mean, I've been listening to Section 80 a lot.
You went
lately.
back, huh?
Yeah, and it's just because Kendrick album dropped, but it
So you
just
like-
made me have a greater appreciation for that. Just 'cause
Okay.
that was kind of like the beginning.
Okay,
of a lot
Dot.
of it.
Okay. What else we got?
I've been listening to If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. a
Oh,
lot.
wait. And who's that by again?
The hip hop version of Drake.
Now it's the
so-
hip hop
The
version.
hip-hop
Just say
version.
it's fucking Drake.
I've been listening to that.
Yeah, ain't that a bitch?
And then I've been going back since that trailer for the new Tupac movie been coming out. I've been listening to a lot of the old.
So you're a
Tupac
hype
shit.
beast.
A what? What you just say? Nigga, don't you ever in your life disrespect me like that? I am not a fucking hype beast.
Put some respect on my name.
Are you done or we finished?
Finish or we done, nigga.
But no, a lot of that stuff, when you listen to certain things, it gets you real nostalgic about stuff. So,
Okay.
you know, I listen to like Strictly for My Niggas and stuff like that.
Oh, I ain't going back that far.
Just because, you know, it's just, it's dope stuff. You know, it makes you want, when you start to hear certain things like, you know, off Kendrick album, it makes you want more of that.
Strictly was what
You know, that
my
that
homies
the
call.
straight hip hop kind of like
Uh-huh.
shit, like stuff like that. So, you know, I've been listening to that. And I've been listening to Today Was Ready to Die. Which I haven't listened to that in so fucking long.
Well,
Yeah, that's on my rotation.
BTF freshly made beats. It's in the rotation, man. I know we're going for some fucking igloo or slime or some shit like that. What we got?
This motherfucker.
What the hell is that?
Some shit you ain't never heard of.
Yeah, he said igloo is alive.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, this was
I don't
random
even know
shit.
what that is.
What is this, man?
I didn't know
Yeah,
niggas in igloos had
It's
Islam.
real therapeutic. You dig? You know, you gotta
Like
keep
Eskimos and shit.
you gotta keep the cold part of your heart. You feel me?
Hey, yo, so
Icelandic bars, nigga. How about these?
Klondikes.
is
They don't
I
eat
think
polar bear,
like
nigga.
Supreme Clientele is always in my weekly rotation.
Ghostface.
And I play it back to back. Keep it on repeat. Rock Marcy, new joint, Rosebud's Revenge.
Rosebud's Revenge.
That's my joint right there. Of course, Damn, Kendrick Lamar joint.
Okay.
And Oh No and Tri-State, they did a collaboration project. 3-dimensional prescriptions or something like that. You know what I mean?
Sounds like a drug addict's music.
And it's pretty dope too, man. I just, I like dope, gritty beats, raw shit, and dope rhymes, man.
Word.
So that's why Supreme Clientele is always in my rotation.
I rock with that.
So
That's what it is.
What about you, regular
I'm
ass
about to
Teek?
say, what's the light skinned Lord riding around here too? What kind
the
of
light-skinned Lord has been bumping a lot of Wiz Khalifa lately, and I'm talking like Cushion OJ,
Holy shit!
Khalifa,
All right.
Cabin Fever. Like
right.
I've been, the Wiz is, cooking your bitch some cheese eggs, nigga.
He asked.
yeah,
Yeah.
give me that Wiz
Give
I
me
don't
that
like
Wiz,
the. I don't like the
So that's
Fast
the
and
Wiz.
Furious.
Yeah,
Wiz.
no. I don't like
We the
that.
boys.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
keep that
I don't
shit.
like I don't like the cheesehead Wiz.
Right. You keep that shit.
Well, actually, that was like his biggest selling
I don't
song
give a fuck
ever.
what it
Actually,
was.
no,
That
the
shit's
Fast and
ass.
Furious
So,
was.
Yeah, the
Fast and
Paul
Furious
the
Paul
fuck what it
Walker
was.
joint.
Sucks.
Wiz, actually, The Weeknd has been in heavy rotation this weekend.
Is that rap?
Everybody fucking.
Oh.
Definitely some Machiavelli in there. Pac's in there. Drizzy Drake's definitely still in rotation. And funny enough, man, like I said, the Forgotten About album, man, I still been rocking with that Ross, man. You got to get through that Ross and keep dissecting that album because it's some bangers on there. And like I said before, which takes me, into shit that's, talking things that are in your rotation, but then also things that take you back to a certain time in life. A lot of that like Ross, early Ross shit, T-Pain shit reminds me of like all the car show shit we used to go to and listen to like the Lil Johns and all the bass competitions when they were like when Fast and Furious kind of wasn't out yet, but it was coming out and car club shit was hot. Tom mentioned 3-6 Mafia earlier, like all that 3-6 shit with those low ass beats and
what was that one shit called? Boom, doom, 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 doom. What is that? Everybody will play that shit to get their subs to go.
You talking about Who Run It?
No.
This 3-6 song?
Yeah, it was like everybody would play that. This was a song you fucking played to fucking
yeah, it was the piano you're talking about.
Yeah, to test out your
how the bass frequencies and the niggerish vibration of the sounds in the trunk. Me, I had 215s in a car that shouldn't have had 215s in it, but the sound was ignorant, so ignorant that it shifted the lid on my trunk. And the alignment got fucked up within the first like 3 days of me installing the system, and went to a sound competition. Wasn't even in competition speaker wise, but just knew that I had like just some ill shit. And I think I won like second place. I guess second place is the first loser. However, I won second place in this competition, and the sound and the bass was so crazy. I forget the decibel level that they tested it at, but like if you put my window down and put a T-shirt through my back window and closed it, the pressure from the air would move the T-shirt.
You said this was a 3-6 Mafia song?
Yeah, that track was Late Night Tip, by the way.
Late Night Tip, yeah. That shit came on.
So you got a nice system, play that shit. It's still to this day, it's like
that and that Daz Dillinger song.
We're
gonna get real in here. Woo! That shit, man.
Shout out to you if you're listening. Please go YouTube Daz Dillinger Raw.
Right there's my shit.
Fireworks, man. But can you think of anything?
That, Fiend Rock Show?
The Rock Show.
Oh yeah. But BTF Fresh, man. Can you think of a song in particular? Hip hop, R&B, pop, fucking regular ass time. Anything that took you back to a time in life, man, where when you hear it, it kind of just like teleports your ass back to that particular situation.
Oh shit, Black Superman, from Above the Law. It's like it's the craziest pivotal song in my life, quite frankly. And a lot of moments that song was playing in, good or bad, it was playing in either my headphones or my car or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's the song right there.
Regular ass.
For me, it would have to be Biggie, Notorious Thugs, and I think of like I can remember me
Bone Thugs in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think of it. Takes me back to this point. It was like towards the end of like back in the day. Me and my cousins, we would always go over my grandma's house and just do stupid shit over there. And that was a point when we were like kind of like driving a little bit, like just up and down the driveway, nothing major. But I can remember us being in the car, like just sitting there in the car for like hours. And when that came out, like just having that shit on repeat, like nonstop. And it's like to this day, the moment I hear that track, it's like it instantly, like I'm in my grandma's backyard in the car, like every single time.
Scumbag Sherm, what do you and the Slumlords play?
I can remember one in particular by 8 Ball from 8 Ball MJG. It was 8 Ball and Redman. It's called Coffee Shop. Oh man, I used to play the shit out that song, bro. And I don't know why. I just blasted and it pissed my mama off. It was just great days right after high school. You know what I'm saying?
Turn that shit down.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't want to hear Redman's bars, but
turn these shits up.
But I had to give moms the gospel to Redman's verses though. And that should just I don't know. It's just one of them songs take you back to a happier place when you hear it. Like, damn, that shit was dope. Think of a good ass day. You know what I mean? So I might have to just play that one on the way home, bro.
Shit, I am myself now.
What say you, sir?
Had to be a Sade track, man.
Oh yeah, which
No
one?
Ordinary Love.
Come on, bro.
shit.
No.
Oh,
We talking
Hey,
hip hop, man.
no. I said whatever. I said
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever. Shit.
Okay.
That's
All
that.
right.
That's
That's
that.
a good ass song.
That's
That's a good
that.
ass song,
Fucking. That's
though.
that Sunday. Like nigga, you about to get up, clean the house.
I was just about to say that. My mom used to listen to Sade every time she about to clean.
You about to clean the house, bro.
It's either gonna piss you off because you know your ass gonna have to get up and clean, or it's like you done woke up too late, everything already done. But yeah,
I
I feel you on that.
wouldn't want to go.
That was
to
Bill Weathers in
heaven.
my house, bro. Bill Weathers, come
For real?
on.
Bill Weathers.
You know what time it is.
Nigga.
A lovely day, lovely day, lovely day.
That's the shit.
That
man.
nigga
I
be like,
damn it, it's not a lovely
that
day.
nigga-
I don't want to clean up.
that nigga said day for like 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
Yes, he
Damn.
He even took a breath. He was like, "Dang."
Came back to it. Yeah, Bill Weathers. though. That's great music right there.
And my
bro.
name
yeah.
is Larry.
So shout out to Bill Weathers.
Shout out to Bill
Man.
Weathers, man. So
Yeah, that take it back right there. I
So,
like
so, so as we round this here to a close, talking about, you know, on the terms of hip hop, I guess, it should clown me about my Sade reference. Hip hop, you know, crews, you know, top hip hop crews ever. So, you know, you could go back as far as, you know, Beastie Boys shit, Run DMC shit. You could go to the Outlaws with Pac, or what was Diddy shit, Junior Mafia shit with Big. You can go to Cameron's Dipset. You can go to Rockefeller Camp. I mean, you could go all different kind of ways. So, what say you regular ass time with, you know, some of your favorite or top hip hop crews ever?
Ever would have to be, you know, the beginning Rockefeller crew. When
Talking a
everybody-
meal too with the meal
Well, let me hold on.
Not
hold
a
on,
meal
hold
so
on,
much,
hold
but
on.
when-
Is it a crew or a label or a group?
Same, either one.
crew.
Crew, group. I mean,
Label
I
could
would,
be label could be considered that group as well because there were
yeah. I mean, because
let's say label. Yeah.
because you know, back in the day, they all used to rock with each other anyway.
Right,
So
right,
I'm
right,
not
right.
saying like a specific group like Outkast or something.
Okay.
You know, I would say like Dungeon Family instead of just Outkast.
Yeah,
you
which
know what I
is
mean?
the whole. Okay. If
So-
you're going by that, the whole.
Yeah.
it opens
So
up even wider then.
for me, I would say like if I had to pick three, it would probably be, you know, Rockefeller. Then it'd be Dungeon Family, and then probably right now it'd be TDE. That family right now, that whole unit. That's for me top three that I would pick. You know, because there's, you know, Rockefeller for what all they did back in the day. I think they kind of grooved out what it is to finesse like a label into that sound that's kind of like out
crew?
now.
Which crew, Rockefeller? Sauce Money crew, or when they got like,
When they first,
Beans
when they
era?
first,
What era of
Yeah,
rock?
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
beginning of Rockefeller.
Gualas.
The beginning of
You're talking
Rockefeller.
about Dame and
Yeah, I'm talking like
talking-
Dame and
and-
fucking when Beans and all of them. When the Dynasty album
Oh, you
came
talking
out,
about when
like
they
that
did
that
that.
that time when the Dynasty album came out.
Memphis Geek.
No, that was around the time where Jay-Z took the whole crew on Hot 97 radio and had them freestyle with
Yeah,
crazy
Young
shit like
Chris
that.
and all
I remember
that.
You don't remember
Yeah.
that? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff ain't never going. That's like record stores. That's
Oh, yeah.
never gonna happen again. But
Yeah, when
I
Freeway,
wouldn't want to hear Chris and Neef.
yeah, Freeway put a hurting on that mic, and
Yeah.
then he battled was Cassidy and that night with those same verses, and you know,
yeah, Jay-Z
beat on.
literally took the whole label and just took over the radio for the. It was a hell of a moment. I'll give him that. So,
Sidebar:
I'll give him that.
Rough Riders is doing their 20th year anniversary tour.
It's been 20 years.
Yeah, 98.
They're
yeah,
doing
97,
their
98.
they're doing their 20th
So they're doing like the Bad Boy thing.
reunion tour. 20th year.
Is it all of them or is it just
20th
new
year?
niggas? What
no,
they saying?
Dragon's been there, and so is DMX and
Well,
Eve.
here's my
Eve
thing.
and all of them?
Everybody.
What happened after 10 for those guys? Because after about 08, you really weren't checking for Rough Riders.
not
Who
at
you
all.
checking for? Drizzy Drake.
He's not in the best groups of all time.
Wise
so
words from a decent man. Back when I was trying to put a ring on Alicia's hand. This
yeah,
lost boy got fly without Peter Pan.
he couldn't make it in Rough Riders.
And my delivery has got me buzzing like the pizza man.
So anywho, yeah, Rough Riders, they did just kind of disappear off the face of the earth.
All of them
So
did.
they
man. So
all
did,
got their money and
so did Diddy.
all that
So did
stuff like
Junior
that.
Mafia. Junior Mafia fizzled away too.
everybody have their run.
Junior Mafia was always whack.
What?
If it wasn't for Biggie and Kim,
Was,
You're out of
yeah,
your-
I
name
agree
somebody
with
else
Lil
besides.
C's was killing it, bro.
that. I think
Don't
Big,
hate.
Don't
I'm pretty
you
don't
sure
hate.
Big was writing most.
Okay,
of the
name
rap.
another
He
one.
It doesn't
actually
matter. They
was.
were
Name
killing
another
it.
one.
Everybody
Who
on.
gives a fuck?
Name another
They
one.
were dope.
Name another
Name
one.
another what?
And Junior Mafia.
What are you talking about?
Besides C's, Cam, or Big. Name another
who
one.
Who else was in that motherfucker?
Nobody,
Thank
exactly.
you. That's everybody.
They were
motherfucker.
whack. Why you saying they were killing it? They weren't
They
killing
did
shit.
put out a group album.
It was whack.
And it was whack.
Yeah, it was.
It was like one of the worst shits ever.
You can't name 3 songs off that motherfucker.
Nigga, please.
Now,
Yeah, that's
listen
including
That
the
shit
2
was
singles.
ass.
So Junior Mafia is in your crew, huh?
No,
That's
definitely
ass
not.
sauce.
Definitely not.
Your
Definitely
crew
not.
sucks.
Gotta say
Definitely
that
not.
explains a lot.
Yes, it does.
I mean,
no,
and
no.
more
They're
power
your
to
crew.
you.
No,
if
no,
Junior
no,
Mafia is
no,
on
no,
your-
no,
fuck
on
that
your
power.
list.
That
Each
shit
his
is whack.
own, man.
No, like I
not
said,
mad.
I still fuck. With the exception of, Hell Rail and motherfucking Freaky Zeke, who was trash rocks. I got to give it to the Diplomats for their run. Diplomats had a nice little run in there in that pocket with Jewels and Cam and Jim. Like, they had a nice little run. They kind of snuck in there right after that Rough Riders era where it was like, all right, do we do backpack rapper or what are we doing?
Right.
And them niggas came in on some New York shit and killed the game. I also still got to look at, the Dog Pound, man. You got to look at Snoop in his era with Daz and Corrupt. And,
OG funk thing.
oh, my God. And,
Is
I
that,
mean,
yeah.
is that all of Death Row or just Snoop's era?
I'll-
No,
I'm
that's
doing-
Snoop.
corner.
I'm
of
doing all of Death Row on that one.
So
Really?
you like
Okay.
Sam Snead in them?
No, I didn't
And
like
the realest. Don't
Realest.
forget about the realest.
I do remember the realest.
But no, I feel you. I was gonna say Death
Right,
Row. I
right.
was gonna say Death Row.
Yeah, they were. I mean, think about it. They had that shit like locked down. With the exception of everything that fucking happened. You look at it for what it was. Death Row was the shit,
Mm-hmm.
right? So piggybacking off that, Shermy J, who do you got, man?
Well, I to be honest, I'm surprised neither one of y'all men. I mean, just as far as the crew goes and just what they actually did for hip hop, I gotta go with the Wu-Tang Clan, man.
Yeah.
Literally 9 members, individual members, to form one group, and the way RZA set up their whole solo careers and their group careers.
They had a string of classic LPs,
What,
singles.
from about 91 to about 99. I mean, shit, they were hard to top. So I'll say the Wu for sure. They're probably all time for me.
The
That's a whole squad, but if we're just talking like a group or a collective, I agree with Tom's assessment. TDE right now, what the Black Hippie Group, which is, who was that? Absol, J-Rock, Kendrick, Schoolboy. Them dudes, they have yet to do something as one, but like individually, I'm totally impressed by all of them dudes.
what about Cash Money?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Cash Money has some shit from like 98 to 04.
That's true.
A nice run too.
They had a real nice run.
Juvenile in there. BG's album.
A lot of hip hop purists won't give them their respect, just like they won't give them No Limit. But
Correct.
I feel like at the end of the day, if you're able to have your moment in the sun and stay on top, then shit, you deserve it, bro.
That's crazy. Talking about groups that didn't do it. I mean, No Limit. Give Percy Miller all the praise for, being this big conglomerate company, losing everybody. Motherfuckers is going to jail for this, that, and so forth. No Limit's done. They go bankrupt. Flood and shit happened. All the rest of this crazy shit happened. A lot of niggas making $400 million a year off, cheeseburgers and alcohol and whatever the fuck else he's doing.
I mean, people-
Percy Miller Productions.
P is like probably one of the most, like, besides like maybe a Diddy, he's probably the,
Or Ross.
or who?
Rick Ross.
Actually,
No, he's no comparison to these two guys.
Actually,
at
I
all.
think
The
B
Rosses.
is more like Russell Simmons,
Russ
man.
didn't create something from the, no.
Yes, he did.
No,
but
he
go
didn't.
ahead.
You cannot say Rick Ross is like a Master P.
I can definitely say
Stuff
that.
already,
He's
whatever he did already existed. People had done
You
it.
went from a
Master P
CEO
didn't do
to a boss.
He's not, man.
No.
He
So
is. He is.
he's signed to no. Anywho,
To himself.
Master P started some shit from scratch, from nothing.
From the trunk.
So did
from
Diddy.
the trunk.
From nothing.
So did Ross.
So no, anywho, you're trolling right now.
Rose.
So, giving it up. I mean, Master P. A lot of people, they forget about him, but just all that he did with what he had, that's like he needs. Or I heard he was making a movie by himself. He needs to hurry up and
I'm
make
not
that
going to
movie.
see that movie.
Yeah, if he does it, I don't want to see it.
I'm definitely not saying that.
If somebody else does it, I'll fuck with it.
Thank you.
I
Yeah,
got the
sir. There we
hookup,
go.
too.
Yeah, fuck that.
But no,
Put on some of that Sons of Funk.
Put on that Moby Dick.
But I agree though. Master P, and I like the way on Solange's album she intertwined the Master P story in there.
Yeah, P's that nigga.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people don't know it. They forgot all about him.
Percy.
And
Right.
no,
No,
stuff. But
what about Percy?
Real shit. He's probably besides, like I said, the next closest to him is probably Diddy. But
don't forget, Master P made it to the NBA, bro.
yeah, he's done everything.
How does that?
Yeah,
even
you know,
sound?
I
He's
remember
done
seeing him play for the
everything.
Hornets, man.
How does
he's
that
done
even sound,
everything.
bro? Like, yo, Master P was
Master
in the
P
NBA.
has done every
What?
fucking
It was
thing.
preseason,
preseason,
but
It
but
still
he
counts.
there, right?
He was
You can go get
signed.
him. So I agree with that. Yeah, Master P's done a shit ton, and what No Limit in itself was a big movement at the time, man. So now, granted, I wasn't the biggest fan of them artistically, especially like Silk the Shocker. You know, some of them dudes I couldn't rock with at all, but I always
Shout out
respected
to
the movement.
Silk the Shocker.
Yeah, his music was okay. I never understood
His
why.
group tracks was dope.
Right.
Yeah, he had a verse.
Yeah.
It was like Eminem for Teek over here. You know what I'm saying? One verse made the whole album.
Rappity rap.
Right.
But nah, I don't even know what you call Silk. That's not rapping.
Confusion rap. You want to listen to
Confusion
listen.
rap.
But walking across the street, I broke like some records. You couldn't understand it. The goddamn thing that nigga was saying.
Oh my god, that's so true.
Broke like some records.
What?
My left, quick, two. Bout it. Niggas had ad-libs over that nigga shit.
Hold on, Fresh. Who would you say is the best group, bro? Before we...
Yeah, man, it's Wu. It
Jesus.
begins and ends when you think about Wu. Because the collective from Into the 36 to Supreme Clientele, it was like what? They had like a 90-something percentage hitting rate, you know
Let's
what I mean,
not
of
forget,
dope songs.
they also produced Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, even joints like Nigga Please.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That is a dope-ass album.
No,
you know
it's
what
definitely
I mean?
not a dope album.
Oh,
Yeah, it
you
was.
fronting, man.
Yeah, it was.
You're not playing Nigga Please right
Please.
now.
Yes,
That's
actually,
the
I got it. I got it in my car right now. Actually.
With the ID on the front of the shit.
And the rest of 1996 with you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Nigga
Wait,
Please.
Nigga Please was the second one, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Nigga Please.
The first one
You
was
can
the
never
shit.
fuck with the dog.
With Shimmy,
and Nigga
Shimmy, Ya.
Please.
Yeah, give me the first one because it had some class. Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
it was some-
Shimmy, ya.
Both of them was
shimmy,
dope.
ya.
I'm
No,
just
no,
saying,
no.
like
Both of those
literally-
weren't dope. That nigga in that Rick James suit with that curly fucking Jerry
It
curl
had some shit on it though.
It had
It had
some
some
shit.
shit. It
You
did.
haven't played that shit in 5 years, nigga.
I want pussy for free.
Yeah, for free. Yeah,
You
exactly.
cannot have
Yeah, yeah.
my money.
And imagine pull up at the stoplight with that shit. What kind of nigga looking at you?
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
No, my mama cannot protect y'all. Like,
yeah. I'm not listening to that fucking confusion rap shit. This nigga alternative facts rap.
Rest in peace to Old Dirty. Like
Rest in
you
peace,
won't
ODB.
get guys like Old Dirty.
Big
anymore.
baby Jesus. Baby, what was that nigga? Osiris. That nigga's doing too much blasphemous shit with the Lord, nigga. Y'all niggas better stop fucking with God. Need to know God.
but yeah, they just had like a string of from what to Kyle, Jizz's first joint, Ray's first joint, Ghost's first joint. You know what I mean?
Shit.
RZA's, you
Body
know what I mean?
digital, all that shit.
It's just a lot of quality stuff. You know what I mean? And it actually sold. So you know, I go with Wu, man.
Who's the nigga driving the cab now? Capadonna?
Yeah, Kappa the cab driver. Yeah, yeah,
Listen to
that.
Capadonna. Talk to him.
Yeah, even Kappa's first album was dope as hell. The Pillage,
Yeah.
like
that's about
Old
it.
Donna and all that.
Now you can get that nigga on lift.
Was that Milk? I
Yeah,
can't finish my statement when you said shit like that.
Yeah, that was a Milk This Cow. Yeah,
Can I request?
Yeah, I
him?
like to request Capadonna for my Uber ride.
Hey, yo, spit them verses, son.
Yeah.
Spit them verses.
Tip.
Y'all want these
that
five? You want
verse.
these 5 stars, nigga? I need to hear a verse.
Like I said, make a right, nigga.
Right.
Left, nigga, left.
Ah, that's crazy.
That's crazy, man. But make sure you share internets. Your top crews, man. Your top 5s. Everybody in heavy rotation. Who the hell y'all listening to? You know who we're listening to. Some old shit, some new shit, some current shit, some suspect shit that regular ass is on. You got to be careful with Kodak and Make America Great hats with Confederate flags and niggas that look like Debo running it through the field choking white folks. on that video. But I don't know. Do what you do. And thank you, gentlemen, this evening.
Proper etiquette ass nigga.
For the combo. I blanked out and did my fucking. Who's the white man with the glasses on CNN?
Oh,
Anderson Cooper.
Nope.
no, not that one.
Come on, even older.
Yeah, the old guy.
Come
what
on.
the fuck is his name?
Wolf Elliott.
Nope.
Wolf Blitzer.
Nope.
Oh,
Come on.
shit. No, if it's not
Who's
Wolf
fucking
Blitzer, I
Sherm?
don't know.
Old school microphone.
Larry King.
Larry King. I
There you
got
go.
my Larry. I just saw him instantly as
I
I'm
was gonna
talking,
say Walter Cronkite.
and I
That's
saw
what
him
thought
just
you were
talking. I was, thanking everybody for the evening. I don't fucking know. Just couldn't think of all the sweet shit to say at the moment.
So this nigga thought of Larry King
Yeah,
and
Larry.
shit. Oh, side off ass nigga.
Freshly made beats, regular ass Tom, scumbag Sherm, and of course myself, BTF Teek. This is the Blue Tigers Fitness Show Internets. We love y'all, man, and we'll check y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.